Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know I have not done videos in a long time. It's been like, what, 3 months now? So I'm very sorry about that. But I'm going to start getting back into doing videos. I've just been really busy with schoolwork, but I'm about to be on Christmas break. So I'll be able to do some videos. It's right in the middle of deer season, which I've killed one of my biggest deer of the season. And so it's been a pretty good deer season for me. And once again, I'm sorry I've not been doing videos lately. But next, I want to do the final lesson for turkey calling. And that is going to be a big review. And you're also going to learn how to do purring. And we're going to do a scenario. So, purring. Easiest thing in the world, in my opinion. All you gotta know how to do is roll your tongue, which that's pretty simple. Just, but then also on the end you kind of want to on the end, kind of like a door cracking open. So, that's how you purr. Next, I want to do a big review of everything. So we started with the basics, and that was yelping. So yelping is where you just breathe in and you say ow. It's really cold out here. So, and ow. 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 That's how you yelp. And then next we did I think we did like, what was it? Tree yelping and clucking. Clucking is where you just, it's kind of like yelping, but it's kind of like more like, instead of saying ow, it's kind of more like you're saying cluck. So like, that's kind of what you hear when like people are like going like really fast, like when they're doing like the fast stuff. So that's the clucking. It's just kind of the same thing as yelping, except you just say cluck instead. Next, it was the tree yelping, and then that's just like kind of like a putt, kind of like, and then you combine that with some quiet yelping. Sometimes I like to actually put a purr into that, so it'd be kind of, so that's the tree yelping. And then I think we did locator calls and shock gobbles. So the locator calls were the donkey, and that's like, I kind of messed up on that. Let me redo that. That's the donkey, and then the, what do you call it? The rooster. And that's just where you like breathe in kind of like a gobble, like ow. Instead of saying like ow, 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 you're going cock-a-doodle-doo. So, so that's the rooster, and then there's the crow, which is kind of like yelping, but, well, kind of like the, because it's kind of really, really raspy, like the rooster for a crow, but it's, that's the crow. And then our last call was the owl. And the way you do that is by, I think I just heard a bird gobble. Well, it's winter of the year and you just heard a bird gobble. It's pretty cool. Anyway, the owl, and that's kind of where you just kind of tighten up your vocal cords and you breathe out. Who cooks for you? Who cooks for y'all? And you see how I on the end of that, how I kind of roll my tongue there, kind of like you did with purring. So, you hold it out for about 2 seconds or so. And then there's, for the owl, you also have the owl laugh. You don't use that a lot, but you sometimes use it. So like, so that's all your locator calls. A shock gobble is a gobble, kind of just normal gobble, but kind of a little faster and not as, I guess you could say, beautiful sounding. It's kind of like where it just scares them, it shocks them. So that you kind of use that for the donkey a lot. So, and you kind of do it like right after you do your call, because it just shocks them. They're just like, so that's kind of the only noise that a tom does. So that's your locator calls. You usually use locator calls before daylight most of the time, or right at sunrise. So, and then there's, what did we do next? We did, I can't remember what we did next. We did intense gobbling, I think, or it's somewhere in there. But intense gobbling is just a beautiful gobble. So, and a review of how you do the gobble is like you breathe in and you say ow, but it's like ow, 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 ow. So it'd be like ow. But if you want to do a couple of birds at the same time, you kind of do like half a gobble at one time and do 3 gobbles, but kind of a half a gobble. That way it sounds like they're all doing it at the same time together. Ow, ow, ow. So that's 3 toms gobbling at the same time. And then a review of a Jake gobble is just kind of like just going ow, ow, where it don't sound as good, like not as mature of a bird. So you can kind of tell the difference in them. Anyway, the next thing is, I think that's leading up to this video. So that's a big review, and the last thing we're going to do is a scenario. What you do is, the scenario is going to be when you're hunting eastern turkeys and they're roosted in a thicket or either open timber, and then they're going to fly down into the woods and they're going to be scraping around in the pine needles looking for bugs to eat, and then they're eventually going to make their way out to the pasture, and that's when the gun show is going to start. That's when they're going to start strutting for them hens. So I'm going to just leave it from this. I'm going to do what it's going to sound like in the mornings. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. That was a gobbler. And by the way, what you hear in the background, that's just Carolina chickadees at our bird feeders. Anyway, what you do next is starting to get daylight. So that's when you're going to start hearing that rooster crow. So, the rooster just crowed. And that really gets the gobbler going. you just discovered 3 gobblers together. So you know they're all roosted close together. And at about the same time, that's when they're all going to start flying down. I can't remember what you call it. I know it's something fly down. But anyway, when they fly down, you kind of just want to maybe shuffle your arm against the tree. That way it sounds like wings flapping. I don't have a tree around here. Trees are back over there. But just kind of go, I'm just going to kind of go like this. It probably won't sound that good, but you do this thing like where when they're flying down, you go. And then that's when you start getting the more ground calls. So. That didn't sound that good. But anyway, I'm going to move on to the next thing. So they start getting on the ground and they start scraping around, looking for bugs. So you know those birds are coming. Those birds are hot. Now the hens are starting to move into the pasture. Same for those gobblers. Now this is where the birds try and calm down. They're going to try and sneak up on them hens and start breeding them. The hens are making racket, but those birds, the gobblers, want to stay quiet. Maybe they'll do a gobble or two. Now it looks like at this point, the big gobbler has fended off the 2 less mature gobblers. And that's kind of a scenario, guys. So, once again, I'm sorry I've not been doing videos lately. But that was the last video of natural voice turkey calling. But that doesn't mean my YouTube channel's over. We still got plenty to do. I'm going to start doing some deer hunt videos. And hopefully, and then I'm also going to do all kinds of other stuff. Other fun stuff. 4-wheeler riding, fishing. All that kind of good stuff. And so we're going to have some fun because we just recently bought a huge farm that is close to one of my friends on his YouTube channel that I'm about to mention. Go check out Levi Green. Link in the description to see his YouTube channel. He has an awesome, he's just getting started. He's only got 2 videos, but I'll let you look at those. Those are pretty cool. Just like and subscribe to his videos. Same for mine. And comment down below if you have any questions. And I will see you guys on the next video.